Welcome back, and here's another big story of the day. Friction between the opposition parties that continues ahead of the crucial meet of the alliance parties and the alliance called NDA. The meeting is scheduled to happen in Mumbai. CNN News 18 has accessed the details of what will be on the agenda. This includes seat sharing, seat allocation, the logo of the alliance, and the Lok Sabha strategy, and also perhaps the Prime Ministerial face. Those are the key points of discussion. Well, the particular point about leadership or the Prime Ministerial face has become a point of contention. The Congress chief, Mallikarjun Kharge, so far has not made any categoric statement on that. But there are various chief ministers who have pitched for Rahul Gandhi as the Prime Ministerial face for the alliance. But there are allies like TMC, Aam Aadmi Party and the Uddhav faction of Shiv Sena who are part of the NDA and have said that there is no question of Rahul Gandhi being the Prime Minister face as of now. Some say it in minced words, in muted tones, and some parties have given clear indications. The Congress allies maintain that several issues need to be ironed out before taking that crucial decision. JDU has even stated that Nitish Kumar has the credentials to become the next Prime Minister of the country and he should be projected for the top post. Given the numbers, the Congress party remains the fulcrum of any united opposition project. But given the dismal electoral record of Rahul Gandhi, will his projection as the Prime Minister's face be a deal breaker? Moreover, is the Congress party ignoring the prime ministerial ambitions of the other regional satraps? Will that come in the way? Our focus on Viewpoint.
(2024) में हमारा गठबंधन जीते, ये हमारे लिए बड़ी चीज है। पद या प्रधानमंत्री पद हमारे लिए महत्वपूर्ण नहीं है।
प्राइम मिनिस्टर की दौड़ लगाने का कि इस वक्त कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है। सबको इकट्ठे होकर के लड़ाई लड़नी है और वो माहौल बना हुआ है।
जुगाड़ का जमघट है, वो जनादेश के पनघट तक नहीं पहुंचाता। ये बात वो लोग भी जानते हैं जो सांप सीढ़ी के खेल में लगे हुए हैं, क्योंकि नरेंद्र मोदी जी के काम की गिनती ने इस कुनबे का गणित बिगाड़ दिया है।
All right, let me take this question about will the NDA alliance really succeed in delivering a tough challenge to the BJP ahead of 2024? What are the key questions? What are the key challenges? And how much of the criticism of this alliance by the BJP or by various other political observers and analysts really hold? Joining us on the broadcast is Charu Pragya. She's the spokesperson of the BJP. Arshpreet Singh Khadial from the Congress party, the spokesperson. Mr. Krishna Hegre, who's from Shiv Sena, the Shinde faction. We're also joined by Mr. Ghanshyam Tiwari, who's the spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. Good evening to all of you. Thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast. Arshpreet, why don't you open the debate for us? Rahul Gandhi as the Prime Minister. A lot of senior Congress leaders have spoken about it. Many chief ministers have spoken about it. I know it's not the official quote-unquote position of the Congress party and not a suggestion on the table when it comes to that alliance. But this has been said far too often in Indian politics and its political discourse. And it seems like a lot of regional satraps are not so happy. How do you see the suggestion that Nitish Kumar should be the Prime Minister's face?
Thank you very much for the question. See, had this question been posed to the Bharatiya Janata Party, they would have been able to answer your question as to who's going to be the Prime Ministerial face, because a single man calls all the shots in the Bharatiya Janata Party. Unlike that, we have a democratic setup. All our leaders collectively decide, and then we reach upon to a decision. Now, the fact of the matter is that the Bharatiya Janata Party seems very rattled with the unity amongst the opposition. First, there happened to be 16 political parties. The first time the meeting happened in Patna, Bihar. And by the time the second meeting happened, there were 26 plus political parties that had joined us. And out of those 10 that had recently joined us, 2 of them happened to be former BJP allies. And the Bharatiya Janata Party's proof of nervousness, of anxiety was that simultaneously they conducted a meeting of their own. And because the Bharatiya Janata Party was concerned with the with the issue that we should also do something about it. We have already lost Karnataka, we have already lost Himachal, we are going to be losing 2024. So the leaders started making statements like, if you're having to make an alliance, that means it's a sign of your weakness. That means you cannot win. Now, I want to ask Charu this question. If that's the logic of the Bharatiya Janata Party, then why do you have an alliance of your own in the NDA of so many parties? If you think it's a sign of weakness, having an alliance, then break your alliance.
As a moderator of this debate, as an anchor, I don't think that forming an alliance is a show of any kind of weakness.
Exactly.
But the question, Charu, I'll just come to you. Just let me take one interjection more from Arshpreet. But the question is rather in the details. What is the basis on which an alliance is formed? What are the tangibles which are deliverables from a key alliance? And what are the moot questions on which there is a consensus between the alliance partners? And if these 3 or 4 key paradigms of an alliance are not answered, it's on a flimsy ground. So everybody is questioning the flimsy ground on which an alliance stands, not the sheer nature that there is an alliance that exists and it's a sign of weakness. I think that's a distortion of argument.
I think if anyone has a flimsy ground for an alliance, that's the Bharatiya Janata Party. Because you remember, after their meeting was done, simultaneous meeting that took place, there were leaders that came out of the meeting and said that there was nothing productive discussed in the meeting of NDA. There was only praises showered upon Mr. Modi. No roadmap at all whatsoever for the future. Number 2, you asked us a question as to why and on what basis have you all come together. Now, let me tell you one thing. The basis is very clear. The Bharatiya Janata Party has become a danger for the country and for our democracy. Therefore, everybody, all the opposition parties and everybody in the country had to come together in order to defeat the Bharatiya Janata Party and their agendas to turn this democracy into dictatorship. Number 3, you said, what is the commonality that you have? What do you offer? We offer a vision. We offer a plan for the country, a developmental agenda. Unlike the Bharatiya Janata Party, we won't give inflation, unemployment, a bad Medicare. Then you talk of the diesel, you talk of the petrol, you talk of the gas, you talk of the dal, you talk of the paneer, you talk of the doodh, talk of anything. The prices have, are touching the sky. And the Bharatiya Janata Party, instead of doing anything, has only been campaigning. Now, I want to ask Charu Pragya one question. Charu, just answer this question. Even the anchor said it very clearly, that having an alliance is not a sign of your weakness. But if our leaders have said it, that it's a sign of weakness, then why do you have an alliance of your own? And number 2, the house of cards that the Bharatiya Janata Party had built on the basis of lies, on the basis of false promises, has already started to crumble. We have seen a very good example of that in 2 states.
All right. Let Charu answer now. And House of Cards, that argument I believe is a double-edged sword. It can turn either way. Janta Janardhan decides. But Charu, go ahead. Make your argument.
Thank you very much. So reminding Arshpreet that the UPA government in 2009 was made out of 20 parties coming together. And let me also remind you that 2019 elections, which the NDA won and it became Modi term 2, alliance was of 21 political parties. So forming an alliance is what happens in democracies, and it is quite sad that you need to look down upon that. That being said, NDA is still as strong today as it was 10 years ago. I can't say the same for the UPA alliance that has been rechristened. See, you can't change your insides by just getting a plastic surgery done on the outside, and UPA rechristened the ... alliance is not changing that. You wanted to actually talk about how much amazing achievements the INDA alliance has had in the last 2 meetings. After the first meeting, there was a fallout, and you were already at each other's throats. Now, Aam Aadmi Party wants to contest in Chhattisgarh, wants to contest in Bihar. In Punjab, there are dharnas against the Aam Aadmi Party Sarkar. In Bengal, it's your party which sits in dharna against Mamta Didi. Now, all these we can discuss in great detail and go on, but let's leave it. But after your INDA alliance was formed, the NCP split, the Delhi Ordinance Bill came around. All of a sudden, we have this new flurry of PM faces emerging from your side. Tell me if I'm wrong.